doing fine in your house and sitting safe, isn't it, children? So, as you all know, the second term is being started. Okay, so the second term is started. For that, I have taken the lessons from 6th lesson, that is history. That will be your first lesson. Rise of Jainism and Buddhism. That will be your first lesson for the second term. Understood, children? Make a note. You fold the papers or in your book and you write on Rise of Jainism and Buddhism as your first lesson in your history. Understood? History, first lesson. Okay, as you all know, the government has reduced the portions. Okay, it has been reduced, and so accordingly I am taking it from the part 2 book. Okay, part 2 means I have divided and taken it from the second term, that is first lesson of your history. Understood? Rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Okay, children. So, as you all know, India is a land of cultures, various cultures and religions. There are more culture in diversity. It is different culture we have. Okay, so this diverse culture is flourished by various religions. Among them, the Jainism and Buddhism are the most important religion of the world. They emerged during the 6th century BC. Okay, they existed during the 6th century BC. Okay, Buddha and Mahavira. When I talk about the name Jainism and Buddhism, you will come to know about Mahavira and what Buddha. Okay, Buddha and Mahavira. They preached about the non-violence. They preached non-violence, tolerance and human values. Peace. They were for peace, non-violence, tolerance, and they respected all humans. So, human values. They respected all the human values. So, that is the reason why these two came into existence. It is because of so many reasons also. There are a lot of reasons behind the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Okay, so as I told you, okay, Indian society in the beginning, Indian society was divided into varnas. Okay, it was divided into varnas. There is 4 varnas were there during the 6th century BC itself. Okay, during the 6th century BC itself, there was 4 varnas. What are the varnas? There is the Brahmin, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya and the Shudra. They were all the 4 varnas. Okay, first it is the Brahmin and the Kshatriya. They were there in the beginning, and after them followed the Vaishya and the Shudras. Okay, now this Brahmin people, they were priests conducting yajnas. Okay, they were priests, they were conducting yajnas, rituals, ceremonies. Okay, ceremonies of religious rituals. They were held in a superior position. Okay, they had rights to receive gifts also. They can receive gifts and also payments, and also they held control over the Kshatriya. These Brahmin people, they held control over the Kshatriyas also. Understood? The first one it is the Brahmins, the second one it is the Kshatriya. Okay, these Brahmins, they held control over the Kshatriyas also. Understood? So now, next I'm coming about the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas are the warrior code. They are the ruling classes. And they held the second place in hierarchy. They were sustaining the tax by taxing the farmers. They didn't give the tax to the farmers. That's because they are the warriors. They were the military people. Okay, so they were held in the second position. Okay, then after that it is the Vaishya. This Vaishya, they held the third position in the Varna system. They placed the third position in the Varna system. system. Okay, they engaged in animal husbandry, and moreover they were merchants. Okay, merchants and businessmen. They were mostly the businessmen and the trade professionals. This was based on the Varna system. They placed the third position. Okay, after them comes the Shudras, that is the fourth Varna. The fourth Varna, it is the Shudra. They are the labor class. They were the slaves. They were coming under the control of these three Varnas. They are the fourth one. Okay, they are the laborers and the skilled worker. They have to work for them. Okay, so this was the condition. This was the condition of the Varna system. Okay, so that was the reason. So this were the, because they were held in high position. The Brahmin people, they were held in the high position. Okay, so now the main reason, what will be? So next, all the status and facilities of the society, all the status, which all the position held, everything was held by the society, were reserved for the upper class people. Upper class may be the Brahmin, Kshatriya, the Vaishya people, and the Shudra people were denied of all their rights. They were denied. Okay, and so this Varna-based society had created tension and complaints among the common people. Among the common people, there is a primary cause for the rise of the Jainism and Buddhism is the religious unrest in India. Religious unrest in India during the 6th century BC. Religion tension was there. Okay, and now the complex rituals and the sacrifices were not acceptable by the common people. It was so expensive. You know, to do some certain puja, they need so many costly things, is it? Costly things like, what are the things? The ghee, the sandalwood, the perfume, all that things are costlier. It was not affordable for the poor people or the common people. So it became one of the complex situation. Okay, moreover the mantras, whatever the mantras, they confused the people. The mantras which the Brahmins were telling, it was confusing the common people. Okay, and now other religion factors, other religion factor like social factor, economical factor, and contribute to the rise of two religion. Okay, the rigid caste system. The rigid caste system in India generated tensions among the society, and moreover high classes people, they enjoy certain privileges. So it should be, as you all know, it should be noted that we should know that these two, Buddha and Mahavira, they belong to the Kshatriya origin. They came from the Kshatriya origin because they were prince. Okay, they came from the Kshatriya origin. They lived the life, luxurious life. They were in a luxurious life. They lived in the palaces. Okay, and so this is also one of the reason. The next it is the growth of trade led to the economic condition of the Vaishyas. Okay, the economic condition. As I told you, they were the tradesmen, businessmen. Okay, so they were the warriors. They were the priestly classes. The Brahmins were the priestly classes. The Kshatriyas, they were the warrior. Okay, they were the ruling class. Whereas the Vaishya, they were the traders, professional traders, businessmen, merchants. Okay, and now Shudras, I told you, the Shudras, they were the working classes. They were skilled workers. They were slaves under the people. Okay, so these are all the Varna system. And I told you, as a result, they wanted to enhance their social status. Okay, they wanted to improve their social status, but the orthodox Varna system did not comfort them, did not support them because of the Varna system that prevailed in the Indian society. Understood? They began to extend. So that is the reason why the common people and others, they began to extend they extend their support to the Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, it was this merchant classes. Okay, it was the merchant classes that extended the chief support to the new religion, that is the Buddhism and the Jainism. Okay, and moreover I told you the Vedas were written in Sanskrit, and the Brahmins, whatever they told of this disclosed the matter, whatever it is of the Sanskrit language, which was not understandable by the common people. The common people did not know the Sanskrit language, and that they cannot understand the mantras, whatever the Brahmins were telling them. Understood? So that also became one of the most major problems for the rise of the Jainism and Buddhism. Understood, children? So now I will tell you what is Jainism. Okay, first religion I will explain about Jainism. Who introduced Jainism? Okay, Jainism is one of the most important religion, ancient religion, traditionally known as Jain Dharma. It was traditionally known as the Jain Dharma in ancient religion. Okay, the essence of Jainism is concerned for the welfare of every human being. They considered for all the human beings. They wanted to support the human being. As because I told you in the beginning itself, what are the reasons? The reasons for the rise of this new religion. Okay, so now I'll tell you, traditionally the Jains believed in the essence of the 24 Tirthankaras. Okay, so in that Rishabha was the first Tirthankara. Rishabha, he was the first Tirthankara, and that is Parashvanta was the 23rd Tirthankara. Okay, he was the 23rd Tirthankara. Tirthankara means it is nothing but the savior, a spiritual leader. Okay, spiritual leader of the Dharma, the enlightened person. He is only called as the Tirthankara. Tirthankara is nothing but the enlightened person. Maybe the savior of that Dharma. Whichever Dharma, it is called as the Tirthankara. So Rishabha was the first Tirthankara and Parashvanta was the 23rd Tirthankara. Okay, so now Parashvanta was born as the king of Ashwavena in the 8th century BC. Okay, it is believed that he renounced, means he left the world, luxury and indulgences. Okay, so now it is the 4 principles. What are the 4 principles preached by Parashvanta? What are the 4 principles? That is non-violence, truth, asteya, apagriha. The 5th principle was brahmacharya. The 5th one was brahmacharya. That is only the 4 principles preached by this Parashvanta. Now, Vardhamana Mahavira, life history of Vardhamana Mahavira. That is the Jainism. Vardhamana Mahavira. He was born in Kundala Grama in Vaishali village. Okay, he was born in Kundala Grama. Okay, now he was born in a Kshatriya family of the northeastern India. As he was a prince. Okay, he was a prince. He lived in the luxurious life of the palace. Okay, but still from the beginning itself, he was interested in spiritual matters. He was only considered about the spiritual matters. He don't want the luxurious life. Understood? So this is the life of the Jainism, that is Mahavira. Though he was a prince, but he did not want that type of living. He wanted to be a simple man. Okay, he don't want to lead a luxurious life. Okay, and so at the age of 30, what happened? At the age of 30, Vardhamana set out in search of truth and renounced his family and house. He left his family and house. He went out of the palace. He don't want to live as a luxurious life. And that is the reason why he renounced the house. He wandered for 12 years. How many years? At the age of 30, he left the house. At the age of 30 and 12 years he wandered. 12 years he wandered around. Okay? He punished his body. He punished his body by fasting, by not having food, by not drinking any water. As you all know, fasting means your parents, your mother will be doing fasting. What is that? They make the body to suffer without eating their food, without drinking water. So it's just way this Vardhamana, this Mahavira, he left the house at the age of 30. For 12 years he wandered, meditating. Okay, meditating, and he punished his body by fasting. At the age of 42, he attained salvation, enlightenment. Okay, at the age of 42, he attained salvation. Okay, Vardhamana controlled his sense. What are the sense? He controlled. He doesn't want to see anything. He doesn't want to hear anything. So he controlled his sense organs. Okay, power and comfort over people. Due to this achievements, he came to be known as Mahavira and became a Jinna. Jinna means a conqueror. Jinna means a conqueror. A Jinna was one who has overcome his senses and become victorious. Okay, that is only called as Jinna. Jinna means he is a conqueror. Okay, so now it is Mahavira. What do you mean by Mahavira? It is also nothing but known as the great hero, Mahavira, great hero, okay, and became the leader of Jainism. Okay, Mahavira spent 30 years, the rest of his life, preaching to the knowledge of the people around the Ganga rivers. Okay, the 4 vows are as follows. Mahavira's teachings and preachings are there. The 4, that is, the 5 vows are as follows. What are the 5 vows? That is, non-violence, truth, asteya, apagriha, and brahmacharya. These are all the 5 vows of this Mahavira. 5 vows. He taught the people, the common people, that they should adopt non-violence method. And the 3 ratnas, that is the 3 pearls also. That is, what is that? Samyak Vijnana, Samyak Darshan, Samyak Charita. So these are all the three ratnas of the Mahavira. Okay. So now the Jain believe that every animate and inanimate thing possesses a soul. They thought that the living things and the non-living things, those both are having a soul. They should not torture even a small bird. See, a small insect also. Okay, and so that was their main aim. Okay, traditionally we get to see 2 important sects among the Jains. They are having 2 sects. I see CDS. 2 sects. That is, one is Shvetambaras and other one is the Digambaras. Shvetambaras and Digambaras. Okay, those saints and the followers who wear white cloth. You are seeing now the Jain people. Jain people, they have covered their face, their mouth, everywhere. They have put the mask already. Already they are wearing the mask, is it? So they put that and they wear cloths and are called Shvetambaras. What are they? Those people called? The people, the Jain people, those who wear white cloths. Okay? The white cloths, they were called as the Shvetambaras. And the people, those who, saints and followers, who do not wear any clothes. They will not wear any clothes. They are naked. Okay, such people are called as Digambaras. Okay, two sects I told you. 2 sects in the Jainism, that is the Shvetambara and the Digambaras. The Shvetambaras are the people who wear white cloths, whereas the people who does not wear any clothes are called as the Digambaras. Okay, after the first Jain council, the preaching of Mahavira was compiled in 12 volumes. Okay, all the teachings, preachings of Mahavira, everything. What happened? Very early, a group of Jainis migrated to the south due to the famine in was a great famine in Bihar and settled down at Shravana-Belagola. You have there Shravana-Belagola there, okay. So thus even to Jainism spread and many works were written in Kannada, Telugu and Tamil languages. So these are all the introduction of Mahavira. How did the rise of Jainism come into existence? That is Vardhamana Mahavira. He was the founder of the Jainism. Okay, and I explained to you about the two sects, that is the Shwetambaras and the Digambaras. Okay children, you open your textbook and go through that lesson, and tomorrow's class I will be explaining to you about the Buddhism. Today it is only about the Jainism. Tomorrow I will be explaining to you about the, that is Buddhism. Okay, who was the founder of the Buddhism and what are the eightfold path of Buddha and how was his life and what was the foreign invasion and other things I will be explaining to you in your next class. Okay, now you have to go through the lesson, that is the rise of the religion, that is Jainism. Understood? Don't waste your time, and most probably I will be sending you the notes today or tomorrow. You just copy down the notes, make it second term, first lesson, rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Okay children, thank you.